Home Affairs Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi earlier briefed the media on the Digitisation of Records project, passport security, and as well as transit visas. The minister also provided an update on the digitisation project and the implementation approach. Now, the briefing, of course, comes at a time when we've seen even some heightened tensions around the illegal miners. The minister, of course, joins us live now. Minister, thank you so much for your time. Before we talk about this digitisation project, let's talk about your reaction to the developments in the Krugerstop gang rape case, that some suspects have now been linked positively to that horrific rape.
Yes, Ungiwe, I was there 3 hours ago to the Joint Portfolio Committee of Minerals and Energy and Police, where I had to present together with the police and the Department of Minerals about our respective roles on these issues. It is quite horrible, it's heartbreaking. The country is heartbroken about what was happening, and we have got no option but to take very clear hard stance to make sure that something like this is never ever repeated in our country.
And when we look at, the South African passport, as we go then to this, the digitisation process and the stricter measures that are now coming into place. I mean, our passport has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. You are fixing this now. Tell us how.
Yeah, well, that statement that you have just uttered is also in my statement today, that in recent months, our passport has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. You may remember it started clearly on the 24th of March when we apprehended a Pakistani national in our offices in Krugerstop, where he was arrested together with corrupt Home Affairs officials, but also with some South Africans who were selling their IDs in order to create fraudulent passports for Pakistani and Bangladeshi nationals. The second one, which was all over the media, was the passport of Lebogang of Bangladesh, where a person calling themselves Lebogang Grove had a passport, but the photo belonged to a Bangladeshi national. You'll remember that we also arrested those. Now, the question is, do we keep on allowing that to happen? Then the arrest must take place. So we sat down and checked what's happening. And today we're announcing one of 3 steps to be taken to bring back integrity to our passport, such that it won't be defrauded again. The most important step, which we have announced today, is that unlike what's happening or what has been happening, we will no longer allow people to collect their passport in any Home Affairs office. They have got to collect it specifically in the office where they've applied. And secondly, we can no longer give a passport to third parties as we've been doing. You have to collect it on your own, and it won't be activated until you put your fingerprint there in the gadget and activate it. If you acquire our passport in any other manner, it won't be activated and it'll be useless to you. We further announced that for young children, the parent who applied or guardian who applied for that passport for them will have to come and collect it, and also make sure that they reactivate it using their own fingerprint. So the reason that it's so important is that it is going to inconvenience some people. It's not something that is new. When you collect your ID, you do the same thing. But we have exempted the passport because sometimes travelers are in a hurry. People who like traveling, like in the business world, will tell you that they are too busy to visit Home Affairs. Unfortunately, we have to change. This is the price they've got to pay for a secure passport and a safe passport for the country.
You're also withdrawing the transit visa exemptions for the Bangladesh and Pakistani nationals. When does this come into effect?
We said it must come to effect from the 1st of August, but we had to wait for DERCO to inform the respective governments that is what they must expect. So I'll still have to check with the DG whether it's in operation yet. But that's the decision that we've taken, that from now onwards, anybody from Bangladesh and Pakistan, if they have to travel to other countries using our airports as a transit visa, and they usually use the OR Tambo International Airport, we will have to demand visas for them. In the past, they were not supposed to produce visas. They just went in into the transit lounge. But I'm sure you'll remember, Bongiwe, what happened on the 15th of June when we caught several people from those countries who, on the way to the transit lounge, they escaped, and we found them escaping through small passages, 500 passages, and eventually finding their way into the country illegally. Mm-hmm. We cannot allow that to happen. It's actually scary that people can do that to a country.
And one of the things, Minister, that you and I have also spoken about is how critical it's going to be for even your employees in the Home Affairs Department to play their part in ensuring that the laws are upheld. How important is it going to be for them to not break the rules this time? And what's going to happen to those who are going to be found wanting when it comes to even these 3 steps, allowing people to collect passports where they did not apply, activating without fingerprints? Because all this is all good and well, but some people can still manage to cheat the system from inside Home Affairs.
Yes, Bongi, you are right. I once said any system is as good as the people who are operating it. But today I said we are announcing one of the 3 steps. The steps are not 1, they are 3. For you to be successful, if you are corrupt, you have got to go through all those 3 steps that are done at different levels in different offices, and that's going to be very difficult. Now, today we're announcing the step of collection. And Bongi, by the way, we will add the issue of consequence management. Believe you me, whatever system you bring, if there's no consequence management, you'll never win. And the consequence management in Home Affairs is that we suspending people, we are charging them, we are firing them, and we are not going to go back. I once said, even if it means firing the whole 2/3 of the department, if that becomes necessary, so it shall be. So we are doing a very serious and strong consequence management. The lady from our Benoni office who gave Leborang of Bangladesh the passport, that means who made it possible for such a passport to be produced. We charged her, she got arrested, and we're already arranging with a correctional service that if she doesn't get bail, we start the DC process in a correctional service facility so that we don't have to wait. But she was given bail, and we started the DC process immediately, and I'm sure it's going on. So consequence management is part of what we are going to do.
How much damage has this caused when it comes to how the international community views South Africa?
It does cause damage, Bongi. You'll remember that in the past, people used to go to a country like UK without applying for a visa. But now you have got to apply for a visa, specifically because they are no longer happy about our passport. I want to take it back to where it used to be, and that's exactly the reason why we are making this announcement. You may remember also that there was an air company that was charging people, not charging them, giving them tests written in Afrikaans just to prove that they are South Africans. Now that's very inconveniencing, it makes you angry, but they will say no, but you know, we're worried about our passport. We don't believe it belongs to who it belongs to. So these steps we are taking, we want the world to start trusting our passport again so that people don't have to apply for unnecessary visas or take unnecessary tests in Afrikaans.
All right, Minister, let's speak again soon and see how all of this is unfolding and if indeed everything is going as planned. We do appreciate your time this afternoon. That was Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, Home Affairs Minister.